Welcome back to Bronze League Heroes, a Terran versus Zerg from that esteemed level of the ladder where climbing is just an idea and build orders are just a suggestion. Let me introduce, with significantly less SCVs than when I started this statement, in his base, the red Terran player who, I'm gonna go ahead and assume he just slammed the caps lock key and has never turned it off. Assuming he has a keyboard, of course. It is Destructor. Really went for it with the name. Now, joining him in the epic 14-year-old naming convention, we have from the Stack... the Stack clan. Okay. Looks like he went for the extractor trick, except he decided... It's Baller. Okay, the Zerg player in the blue in the top right here at Data C. It happens. Sometimes you come on over for a one-night stand, and you end up married. So, that's pretty much what happened with that extractor. The drone. Drone exploring the base, making sure. Checking the chakras, the feng shui of all the spots, and then deciding on the spawning pool. Laying it down. Back to Destructor. It's a proxy Rex. No, it's not Beyond. I can't 100%. I've never seen Destructor and Beyond in the same place, in the same room at the same time. Okay? I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not 100% sure it's not Beyond. But at the end of this, okay. All right. 2 racks proxy, 3 racks proxy. Another SCV standing by. The Overlords were sent across the map. All right. No, we lost Baller. Baller! Put the strategy guy. No, we lost both of them. Okay. No, we're back. No. Well, they both have to consult their build orders. They've written them down, possibly with a Sharpie and possibly on their hand, which poses increasing issues as the game goes on. But we have Destructor, who's tested his wall successfully and has found it Zergling tight, and will continue to build up those Marines. We got Zergling speed from that extractor. Some Zerglings on the way. So far, Baller has not seen anything. Overlords moving into position. Not horrible positions, but guess what? Oh, no. There are Marine. Oh, my God, Zergling. Almost hit the camera. And a supply depot for when it's just too hard to move your screen back. You make sure... I don't think a supply block... Actually, he is supply block. Wow, what a macro build from Destructor. Now, the Zergling has alerted the rest of the Hive, well, in this case, hatcheries, that indeed there is a proxy Rex afoot, but Destructor biding his time. Now, many people may say the element of surprise is the most important one when it comes to these early cheeses. But Destructor, slow and steady. You gotta make sure you have enough Marines. And it's unsporting to attack before your opponent has multiple spine crawlers and a baneling nest and Zergling speed. That just makes it more fair here. And I gotta applaud Destructor's sportsmanship for giving his opponent the time. And we'll have to see how it pans out. Of course, if banelings are on the field, that could pose a very serious danger to the life expectancy of the Marines. But now, that classic planet side 2 mindset when it comes to Terran soldiers. It's not about how many you lose, it's about how many you have to replace them. And banelings can only hit so many Marines at a time. We may actually figure out what that number is here, as Baller morphs 9 banelings at the top of the ramp near the spine crawler. He's been preparing for this attack. Neither player's really seen... Oh, he's decided to come down the ramp. Now the Marines... Oh, my. Well, it appears that was not the number. The banelings crash into the Marines. Baller jumping the gun. Destructor was happy to keep him contained to the base, but guess what? So far, I would actually say, in banelings, when you lose them, you've lost all that gas. Those Zerglings, those minerals. And in this case, Destructor has only been investing. He's got gas. We're just going to build the whole base here. That's what we're gonna... And pretty much everything except for... And the main, no orbital, no planetaries, a good old-fashioned Terran. Okay? No add-on, no comsat. I don't want it. No, he doesn't mind getting the machine shop over here. Double Evo... It appears Baller has declared that she is dealt with. He's just moved on. No more banelings. He's getting creep. He's getting double Evo chamber. He's getting lair. He's decided that the Marines are no longer a threat, and we're moving on. Destructor is... Well, he's making... He's now adding a tank. So... Is it time for upgrades? +1 melee, +1 carapace. Yeah, throwing those on. Very important. Spore crawler as well. For any of those floating buildings that might try to crash land into the mineral mine. The tank will siege. The contain continues. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna use that barracks. I don't know where it's going. I thought he was gonna use it for high ground vision for the tank, which is one of the more creative starport alternatives. We got Baneling speed on the way. A suspiciously competent-looking production tab at the moment, but there's still time. 14 more Banelings. Baller right now making good on his name with a lot of income. Significant income lead. I mean, he has 2 bases. He got 13 more workers. The 2 bases is really a huge factor here. Now, the creep, he can see the beauty of this is he sees the whole army. He sees 2 tanks. He sees all the Marines. The tension of all flavors. The tension mounts. We got Overlord speed. We got Baneling speed. Zergling speed already done. Burrow. This tank getting a little... That's the spot. And there's still no vision up to the high ground because the barracks has yet to be moved over.
Additional supply depots required.
Blue Flame is a... Now, it doesn't work for siege tanks, but it is a very cool upgrade. No puns intended, because it's the opposite of cool, because it's actually very hot. Because blue is the hottest flames. I'm gonna go ahead and while I don't understand any of those words, I'm not entirely sure that they meant anything in any language, and even if they did, it's probably not something I'd want to repeat. And based on my Dota experience, the Terran player is probably not complimenting the Zerg player on his defense at this time. It does seem it's a battle cry for the attack, but the Banelings are rolling down the ramp, and unfortunately, not great. Not great. Destructor with, well, living up to his name here. That caps lock key getting quite a workout. The drones are transferring from the main. Everybody knows you. Well, he's pulling the drones down. Not sure that was the idea. Oh, whoa! Baller is abandoning. Meanwhile, while Destructor manages to roll his face across his keyboard, Baller has evacuated his base and is building 10 Mutalisks. All the Marines are coming up the ramp. What's in here? There's more drones trying to escape. Baller has given up. The Banelings were a good idea, but there's just too goddamn many Marines. The great escape here. Baller is just abandoning everything. The queens are going to go down, but the mutas are able to... Oh, he's pulling some drones. Another evacuation. But the mutas... Oh my god, so many drones being slaughtered. But the tanks are being picked off. Magfield Accelerator is being upgraded. as Destructor tests out which buttons he can press on the tech lab. Yeah, it's Magfield Accelerator, which is an interesting choice, and by that I mean confusing. The Broodling's doing some damage in the main, but not nearly enough to overcome the Marines, obviously. The Mutas have dealt with all of the siege tanks. Destructor is up by 50 supply. So as long as he doesn't write his magnum opus, which may include several more letters, and give Baller the time to rebuild, it's not like Baller had a ton of money in the bank, unfortunately. He just has these mutas. Now, oh come on, guys. Here, away we go. Abandoned ship. Both sides have now, instead of making any attempt to really defend their main, just a complete and utter abandonment. Because this is just easier. Now, unfortunately, the Mutalisks can definitely chase down the command center. Baller got a little distracted. The Muta's on the other side of the map. He's rocking out. Actually, Baller at nearly 100 actions per minute, but right-clicking your Mutas is definitely, might inflate that a bit. Destructor, on the other hand, has about as many words as actions per minute, rocking out at 48. 2 Mutas chasing the command center, just enough to not do anything but make the Terran player angry here. More Marines were rallied into the main, still some creep remains. Oh, the Mutas taken down. All that's left are the 3 supply depots, the wall-off, which the only thing, oh my god, the only thing the wall-off did was keep the SCVs walled into the base! Oh, I was wondering! I didn't even think about it! Oh no! A prison of his own design, oh my god. Great minds think alike, but less great minds think it even more aliker, as the saying goes. Destructor went to the same corner. Oh no, Baller! It's at this time with 69 supply to 21. In this nice situation, we have to, and I feel obligated once again, to bring up how you win a game of StarCraft. Alright, very technically, the way you defeat your opponent is by destroying all their buildings, eliminating them from the game. Now, importantly, many players recognize that that is an inevitability at some point. Sorry, that was my pet dolphin. At a certain point, especially at the higher level, players recognize there is nothing stopping them from getting run over and losing all their buildings. There's no possible way to come back. Now, this situation is not that situation. In fact, it is at a higher level. Baller here, it might even be considered a little bit bad manner to be remaining in the game with not nearly enough Mutalisks to kill the buildings and not nearly enough drones to put together any sort of economy. Now, this is not Cyril versus Clem. This is not Beyond versus Solar. This is Baller versus Destructor, and this is still very much a game, because Destructor seems more intent on typing in taunts to his opponent. I can only assume they are, based on context clues. Oh my god, thankfully he was on a right-click, otherwise those Mutas could have gone down. He's trying to micro. Destructor may not have a move bound. He's spreading creep off the few creep tumors he has. Actually, as outmaneuvered, the creep is allowing Destructor to see what's going on. I'm not sure. Wouldn't be surprised if either of these players understood the elimination. Oh my god, he's on a right click. He's on a move. Oh my, well, he got the tank. I'm not sure the tank was a priority target, but down go a couple more Mutas. Neither Baller is mining again. Because of course he is. He also has a base at the top left. Destructor has 58 to 8 army supply. Well, he goes to the opposite corner. It looks like we may very well have a bingo game in our hands, as the four corners strategy being fought over by both sides. Now, Destructor has no way to clear Crate because he does not have an orbital command and thus no scans. Now, he couldn't be carrying around his precious last... Wait, there's 6 SCVs. Oh, one's just hanging out with the army. Okay. Water boy. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. They're already underwater. So that does make him a water boy, actually. One of the boys. Underwater. Moving on. It wasn't funny to start. It got more confusing as time went on. Wait, how many buildings are left? There's no more He's being revealed. He's about to be revealed. There's nothing... Wait. He had enough... Baller re-expanded to his main! What a baller move! I can believe it. I can believe it. I am on the edge of not believing it. But I would be lying to you, and I'm here to be honest. I'm here to deserve your likes and subscribes. Okay? I'll be honest. I believe it. But with difficulty, Baller has re-expanded to his main, whereas it looks like his opponent, Destructor, on the other hand, is possibly going to find his way back to his own main at this stage of the game. If at some point Destructor, let's check the control groups. The control groups right now we can see. Baller has 1 for his Mutalisks. Destructor, I am quite confident at this stage, has not used a single control group in his career, which, you know, makes sense. The only things he has in common then are with Gold League players and Grandmaster map hackers. Go check out that video. So Baller has re-expanded to his main. Whereas that is one of the least likely places. Destructor doesn't want to put down roots. Destructor he feels victory, he smells it in the water, like a shark. The blood. There was a lot of blood earlier, so... More underwater jokes. Hashtag deep. Destructor he did the he went all the way around the map and landed once again, did 1.5 circuits and landed back in the corner. Here we are. Building some supply depots. Actually, oh my god, I didn't even consider this because of the situation we're in. But he can't build any more SCVs because he's supply blocked. So he has to mine enough to build the supply depots, unless he kills his own Marines. But he's really hard supply. He's going to have to mine 400 or 500 more minerals. We just restarted am I taking crazy pills? We're just restarting the game. This extractor lived through all of it. This extractor has seen some things. All right, the kids finally came home. Rumspringer happened. Okay, the drones went out. They saw the world. They saw what a terrible and horrible place it was, and they finally came home. Okay, and now realize that home was the main base all along. Now the question is, at the end of the day. Well, actually, there's a lot of questions. There's not just one question. There's many questions. I have a single muta, a campaign level scout, kills 1/6 of the economy, one of the precious SCVs. Destructor still supply blocked. The spine crawler wall. Baller right now. Oh, What he didn't have in macro, he's making up for in sheer brain power and force of will. He's now technically, in the very most technical sense, on 3 bases. To Destructor, whose refugee SCVs have only now gotten back to work. Oh. Well. And he just lost his supply depot. One of the SCVs is still cosplaying as a Marine. Which, it makes me feel like he's using control groups, but he's actually just box selecting constantly. Is the problem. Yeah, and he was catching that. If you miss Bronze League Heroes, leave a comment. We got a moment here. Is this where you expected this to go? Where it was at the start? Essentially. He's building another lair. And you know, in Baller's mind, he's thinking, well, these mutas have really done it for him. These mutas. Remember, he has Burrow, by the way, if he ever remade Banelings, if we ever got to that. But, oh my god. Destructor, his APM, both players' APM have... It's been an exhausting match. Oh my god, we lost him again. Destructor probably recovering from the impending high he anticipated. You know, when you're like, oh my god, it's so exciting, and we're gonna get to the conclusion, I'm gonna win, and then there's an ad break. And welcome back. Oh my god, he built the Baneling nest again. Like, I didn't see an ad break. You're using ad block? Well, fair enough. His base scan. This is about the closest he's ever had his barracks to his command center. We've seen players like Destructor before. And yeah, this is obviously an uncomfortable situation. He spent the mental and physical effort to split his Marines into not 1 but 2 groups. Unfortunately, it seems like Baller has been reinvigorated. In fact, may decide he's expanding to Destructor's natural. He's thinking about it at least. If this ends with Burrowbanes, like it's been nothing has died for like 5 minutes. Nobody is being revealed. The muta's on quite a shift. Oh my god, that's definitely quite a shift queue. He's searching for. There's nothing else to find. He knows he's in the corner. Destructor is even on supply. He's got 44 drones. There's the most drones he's had the whole game. 69 supply apiece. 23 minutes in. Not that much has been lost. In fact, Baller has lost twice as much in resources, but at no point has Destructor had more than 1 command center, despite all the bases we mined from. Though as time goes on, obviously the game is tilting back towards our Zerg player, who's had not 1 but 2 tries so far at dealing with this strategy. And let's see if the second try is any better. Because here's the problem. 60 Marines. 60 Marines is a very large problem, especially if you don't have any Banelings. I don't care if you got 1-1. In fact, he did get upgrades before. He had enough time to watch an entire low APM challenge build order. Of which I would have said, put that Spire away and build a Hydralisk den. For lurkers. But didn't quite make it to that one because the mutas have made the difference here. Oh no, Destructor. Destructor was typing and oh my god, that graphical bug is... He was typing before he came up the ramp. This is a confident cheeser right here. Destructor was very much expecting to walk up that ramp and win the game. And how sweet does it have to feel to watch those Marines impaled and thrown into the abyss? The hubris The Zerg had the high ground, little did he know. Those banelings can't get into the base. I think they're actually walled out. The rest of the Marines have been pulled. But, oh my god. Now the Marines will join all those units earlier. Are we back to containing at the natural? No, the precious mutas! They've done so much work throughout this. Loses the hatch. The banelings are burrowed. Well, there's not going to be. Oh my god. Is this? Well, this is kind of awkward. Okay, it's really awkward. Because he can't, like, he's just going to go up. All right. Oh my god. Is this going to be a perfect. Unburrows. Which is more than enough for the gratuitous acidic explosions. That's it. Oh, wow. What a cow. I'm sorry. It was clear Baller had a little more experience. Once he warmed up, it took like 10 minutes for him to get the juices flowing. He had to evacuate. He went all the way outside of his base. He tried the mutas. He tried the lings, the banelings. It didn't work. But the second time, after dodging, ducking, dipping, and diving around, Destructor, the 4-Rax Cheeser, the Talkative Terran. He could dish it out, but he certainly could not take it. And Baller, well, credit the flexibility. And he didn't return any commentary, not that I think he necessarily understood it. There was a clear victor in this game. I wasn't necessarily expecting one the way things were going. He had 17 mutas in production at the end, by the way. But Baller chased out of his main. There and back again. The great escape. Yeah, just to spoil it at the end. Baller is a silver leaguer. Destructor is a true bronze. Like, actually bronze. And, well, I think at least one of those things will remain true as time goes on. What did you think? Through all the fire and fury of that match. Welcome back to Bronze Lake Heroes. It's been a while. Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Send me your replays, winterreplays@gmail.com. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Stay chill.